In this problem, we need to determine the equation of a circle that has the diameter given by the equation 4y equals to x plus 7. And it's also given here that the circle passes through the points A, which is negative 3, 4, and B, that's 5, 4. And these 2 points belong to the endpoints of a rectangle ABCD that is circumscribed. That means that touches the circumference of the circle. So let's try to understand this problem. So here we have a rectangle. Let's name the edges of the rectangle as A, B, C, and D. So this rectangle ABCD is circumscribed inside a circle, and we are given that there is a diameter which equation is given by 4y equals to x plus 7. So let's consider a diameter, and we suppose that the diameter passes through the center of a circle whose coordinates are given by h, k. Fine. So let's note this down. Let the center of the circle be h, k. Now it's also given here the value of the coordinates of a, so that's negative 3, 4. And then we have coordinate of point B, so that's 5, 4. With these information, we need to determine the equation of the circle. Now, in order to find out the equation of the circle, all we need is the value of the center, that means the coordinate of the center, as well as the radius of the circle. So that means with this information, we'll have to find out the value of h, k, as well as the radius of the circle. Now let's proceed. Now what we'll do, we'll know for a fact that if let's take the midpoint of point A and B. So it's going to be somewhere here. We're going to call it E. So E is the midpoint of AB. So we can find out the coordinate of the midpoint E. So the coordinate is going to be equals to, to find out the x coordinate, what we'll do, we'll take the x coordinate of A as well as B. We are going to add them. So we're going to add negative 3 with 5, and we're going to divide it by 2. So that's going to give us the x coordinate of point E. And then we'll take the sum of the y coordinates, so that's 4 added to 4, and we'll take this half, and this is going to give us the y coordinate of point E. So we have negative 3 plus 5, so that's 2. 2 over 2 is going to be 1. 4 plus 4, that's 8. 8 over 2, that's going to be 4. So now we have the coordinate of E, so that's 1, 4. Now what we'll do, let's do construction here. We're going to join, so we're going to name the center as O. So if we join O and E, we know for a fact that whenever we draw a perpendicular from the center of a circle to any of its chord, then it bisects the chord. Now in a case we already have our AB bisected as AE plus EB, so that means that OE must be perpendicular to AB. So the line OE, if we extend this line on both ends, so the equation of this line is going to be x equals to 1. So if this line is x equals to 1, that means that the value of h, which represents the x coordinate of O, that must be also equals to 1. So we can say here that h value that must be equals to 1. Fine. Now, since this particular center h, k, so that is lying on the diameter, we can say that the point, or you can say the point O, which has the coordinate h, k, so it's going to lie on the line 4y equals to x plus 7. So that's the equation of the diameter. So that means it's going to satisfy this particular equation. So we can replace the y value with k. So we have 4k, that will be equals to, in place of x we have the value h, we have h plus 7. Now since we have already found out the value of h, that's equals to 1, so we can replace the value of h with 1. So we have 1 plus 7, that gives us 4k equals to 8. Solving for the value of k, we get k equals to 2. So that means now we have the coordinate of the center, so that's 1, 2. So that's noted down. So we have our center, which is h, k. So we have found out that this value is 1, 2. Our next goal will be to determine the radius of the circle. Okay, fine. So what we'll do, let's join OB. So OB is going to be the radius. So our goal will be to find out the value of R. So that means we need the length OE as well as we need the length EB. So we can find out the value of BE or the length of BE by using the distance formula. So that's nothing but we'll take the square root, and within the square root we'll first have to take the difference of x coordinate, that's 5 minus 1, square the result and add it to the square of the difference of the y coordinate. So we're 4 minus 4 whole square. So solving this, we're going to get 5 minus 1, so that's going to be 4. So we have 4 squared plus 0 squared, and we get the value of BE as equals to 4 units. Fine. Now we have the value of BE. Our next task will be to find out the value of OE. So how do we find out the value of OE? So the length of OE is simply, so we can consider the point E. So if we say the height of E, we consider the height of point E, and we subtract from it the height of O. The height of point O, that's going to give us the length OE. So what's the height of E? So that's given by the y coordinate, so that's equals to 4, minus height of point O. We have already defined at the center, which is given by 1 comma 2. So that means the height of point O, which is the y coordinate value, that's 2. So that means our OE value comes out to be 2. Now that we have the value of BE as well as OE, we can use the Pythagoras theorem that we will consider in triangle OEB, which is right angled at E. Using the Pythagoras theorem, we can find out the value of OB squared, which is the radius. That will be equals to OE squared plus BE squared. So that means we have 4 squared added to 2 squared. That gives us the value 4 squared plus 2 squared. That will be equals to 16 plus 4, which is 20. So that means we have OB squared equals to 20. Taking the square root, we'll take the positive square root since we are dealing with distances. So we have square root of 20, and OB is nothing but the radius of the circle. So now we have the information about the circle. The circle has a center 1 comma 2, and since this is the coordinate h comma k, so that immediately gives us the value of h. So our h value is 1. We've already determined this value. K value is 2. And our radius is square root of 20. So let's now find out the equation of the circle. For this, we'll have to use the standard form of a circle. Let's first specify the standard form of a circle. If we have a circle whose center has the coordinate h comma k and the radius given by r, then the standard form of a circle is given by this particular formula, x minus h whole squared plus y minus k whole squared equals to the square of the radius. So that means we now have x minus h. So our h value is 1, x minus 1 whole squared added to y minus k. K value is 2. So y minus 2 whole squared equals to square of the radius. That means square root of 20 whole squared. And if this is the standard form of the circle, and we can further simplify this to get x squared plus y squared minus 2x minus 4y, and that will be equals to 15. So this is going to be the equation of the circle, and if we wanted a standard form, we can keep in this particular fashion.